Coming up on Point News, the largest massacre in modern U.S. history that happened in Sin City.
The city of Pittsburgh is in the headlines again for being the #1 place to live.
And find out how you can enjoy a day in the city for millennials with biking. All this and more, Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon, I'm Bill Steinbach.
And I'm Casey Houlihan. Earlier this week, a tragedy happened in Las Vegas. Studio reporter Samir Nefsi has all the information. Samir?
Thank you, Casey. Las Vegas, the place where people go for parties, birthdays, or vacation. However, that was not the case on Sunday, October 1st, 2017. It's being called the deadliest mass shooting in modern United States history. 58 people are dead and 538 are left wounded in this horrific shooting. Police have identified 64-year-old Stephen Paddock as the lone wolf who opened fire at a country music festival. He opened fire on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, located across the street from the festival. According to police, he was armed with 23 weapons and accessories, including semi-automatic rifles and scopes, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition from that vantage point. Country singer Jason Aldean was playing for fans when the attack occurred. Some concertgoers, thought it was firecrackers, but others thought it was something wrong with the audio. Witnesses say it took them just a few moments to realize what was happening. Concertgoers said the firing went on for 10 to 15 minutes and with total chaos. Police were able to break through the door with explosives and found the shooter dead. According to police, they believe it was from a self-inflicting wound. The FBI says there was no connection found between the gunman and any international terrorist group. No motive has been released and detectives are still investigating. Bill and Casey, back to you.
The Las Vegas attacks have left many of the attack victims' families members looking for a way to reach their loved ones. Airlines such as United Airlines are offering flights into and out of Las Vegas in order for families to reach each other. The fee waiving has been in place since Monday and will remain in effect until tomorrow. JetBlue will waive their fees for all Las Vegas flights until Saturday, while American Airlines will be covering passenger costs until Friday. Virgin and Southwest Airlines are allowing their customers to adjust their booking without additional costs.
Puerto Rico continues to struggle with recovery after being hit by multiple major hurricanes. Much of the island still lacks power, and cell service remains unavailable for many residents. The island continues to struggle with supplying residents with basic necessities such as food, water, fuel, and shelter. United States President Donald Trump visited the U.S. territory Tuesday and assisted in handing out supplies along with holding a press conference. President Trump will not be visiting the U.S. Virgin Islands, which is also a U.S. territory. The federal government has been largely criticized for its slow response to the crisis. 16 people have been confirmed dead as a result of the storms. Now, a recent survey ranks Pittsburgh as the best city in the country to live for millennials. According to ApartmentList.com, Pittsburgh earned a higher than average livability score, with renters particularly satisfied with the city's low crime level and opinions to date and make friends. Since the closing of the steel mills, the city has attracted young, educated workers. The number of residents 25 years or older with college degrees grew by 37.3% between 2000 and 2013. Tech giants such as Apple, Google, and Uber have opened offices in the city, adding to its thriving business, art, and food scene, and giving you more reason to love Pittsburgh.
2 men were killed and 1 woman was injured in a 2-vehicle car accident on Tuesday afternoon on University Boulevard at the entrance of Robert Morris University in Moon Township. The 86-year-old father from Findlay Township was driving with his 55-year-old son from Coriopolis when their sedan was struck by a 46-year-old woman from Robinson driving a Ford Explorer. The SUV overturned and the sedan sustained considerable side impact damage. This accident occurred in an intersection that was redesigned for safety this past summer. The cause of the accident is under investigation.
Late Monday night, the family of rock singer Tom Petty announced that he had passed away after suffering from cardiac arrest. Known for hits such as American Girl and Free Fallin', Petty and his band received several Grammy Awards, and Petty was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2000. Petty and the Heartbreakers had just finished up a summer tour at the Hollywood Bowl last week. Petty was 66.
A new way students can bond with their families on campus is on bikes.
Find out after the break how you can get more involved this semester and an update on the warm weather only on Point News.
What would you do to create something that could survive 1,000 years? You'd start with a formula, head to the lab, and forge it with fire. Just imagine everything it could do. It could leak pollutants into the soil and water, or it could conserve energy, cut CO2 emissions, and reduce raw material. Recycling is more than cutting waste. Recycling is about the legacy you want to leave. Why on earth would you want to do anything else? Recycle. Don't throw away our chance at survival.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak. Tonight we begin with
The mayor is continuing to deal with the challenges the city is facing.
But tomorrow we have just a little bit of cloudiness.
off throughout the day with some strong wind gusts. That's going to continue tomorrow. 20
Teams have already started talking to free agents. Saturday's partly cloudy, but 70 degrees? Where is the pool at? I mean, come on.
You might have already burned your bracket, ripped it up. I am Royce Jones.
And I'm Casey Houlihan.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight for Jess.
UView Television is live here at the Center for Media Innovation with a very exclusive interview with Point Park's Black Diamond, our school mascot. We're taking questions on our social media at UView Television.
Our first question came in from @PointParkU Black Diamond. They want to know, what is one thing you love about Point Park?
UView.
I
feel
knew
that.
it.
UView's the best.
It is. All right, Alex, you want to read our next question?
Okay, we have another question from Point Park Cab. They're asking, when is the next time you're going to make a surprise appearance at their next event?
He's being coy. Looks like we're gonna have to show up.
Yeah,
to
I
the
guess
event
we'll have
find
to
out.
see.
All right, that's all we have for right now. But you can submit your own questions at UView Television, and we might read one of yours after the break.
Welcome back to Point News.
Well, Casey, the weather, it's given us a tease over the past couple of days for fall by giving us cooler weather. But last week, it's right back to summer, then to the summer weather and back and forth. So, Khalil, what's going on with the weather this weekend?
Go and say what? Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Sorry. Okay. Today the weather for Friday will be 78 degrees on the high and 62 for the low. Saturday looks like it's going to be 87% as the high and 67% as the low. And as far as Sunday is concerned, we have 81 degrees and 67 as your low. I'm Kalia for Point News.
Giving a new perspective on leadership, that was the goal of Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto's visit to Point Park on Tuesday night. The mayor spoke at a Pioneers in Leadership event addressing doctoral students in the Leadership in Administration program. Thank yous went out to the mayor on Twitter following the event, and the mayor responded, thanking the school for the invitation and recognizing what he calls, quote, a great leadership program. And time is running out if you want to vote in next month's municipal election. The voter registration deadline is Tuesday, October 10th, and there's a lot you need to know. For starters, registered voters who have moved or changed their name or party affiliation must notify Allegheny County's election division by Tuesday. If you're registering for the first time, you can go online to votespa.com, ask the Department of State to mail a signature card, or apply in person at the office of the Registration Commission at the county office building.
This upcoming weekend, Point Park will hold its annual Fall Family Weekend with the first chance for parents to see their children since the fall semester began. The school will be hosting events for students and their parents to attend, such as a welcome reception on Friday evening, various campus sporting events to attend as well, a trip to the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium, student film viewings, as well as a theater and dance performances to attend. The event will conclude on Sunday with a brunch in Lawrence Hall and women and men's soccer on Sunday afternoon. Point Park students have access to free bikes right here on campus. The bike rental program on campus is in its 7th year.
For more, we turn to Point News reporter Josh Krupp.
Play. Hit play. Pittsburgh's become a very friendly bike city in recent years, and Point Park University students have the opportunity to take advantage of that. How? Well, they don't have to look any further than the 4th floor of the Student Center.
Callista Hines is a freshman on the women's soccer team. When she and some of her friends want to work out away from the field or gym, they turn to bikes. Free bikes, available to all Point Park students.
They come with helmets, like, who wouldn't want a bike? Free bike, so.
The bike program at the university began in 2011, initially funded by the United Student Government. USG President Bobby Bertha.
It's healthy, it's fun, and it's a great way to spend time with friends that doesn't cost you anything.
Renting a bike is simple, and it only requires a trip to the 4th floor of the Student Center. Once students fill out a waiver on PointSync, they're clear for their free ride. While bikes are available for rental around the city, Hines prefers Point Park's.
But the fact that they're free here, I like it a lot.
There's still plenty of time to hit the bike trails before the winter months hit. At Point State Park, reporting for Point News, I'm Josh Krupp.
Family-friendly fun is coming to Kennywood this weekend. We all know the amusement park in West Mifflin is famous for its Phantom Fright Nights every fall. Now they're bringing Halloween spirit to weekend afternoons with Happy Hauntings. The event offers a chance for children and families to celebrate the Halloween season. Kiddie land rides will be open, and there will be hay rides, pumpkin decorating, and more. Happy Hauntings happens every Saturday and Sunday in October from noon to 4. We don't have this package. Market Square is always full of food, but never mind.
Well, the weekends in Pittsburgh are all about sports.
Yes.
Before you tailgate in the parking lots, there are a few rules that you should know.
And all the info on sports to keep you updated on your favorite teams. You won't want to miss it after the break.
I shouldn't have to pay to walk down the street. Pay with my comfort, my freedom, my peace. Always on guard, on edge, off limits. Don't follow me, don't touch me, don't treat me like I'm yours. I don't need your whistles, your comments, your eyes. I already know I'm a prize. My confidence isn't for sale. Respect me, don't inspect me.
And when people ask us who can join UView, the answer really is anybody, and we mean anybody. Any major, any experience level. Some people, have a lot of experience coming out of high school, and others don't know how to really sit on a couch properly, and that's okay. We're here just to give you the chance to learn and have fun and prepare yourself for the real world. College, after all, it's all about trying new things.
Welcome back to Point News. Tailgating is a popular event that happens before sporting events across the country.
Point News reporter Nick Berlansky has everything you need to know before you tailgate this season.
Thanks, guys. I'm standing here on West General Robinson Street, which is right in between Heinz Field, which is right behind me, and PNC Park. It also runs right in between 8 different parking lots, which on weekends in the fall become Pittsburgh Tailgating Central.
Whether it's for baseball or football, from high school to college to the pros, tailgating is a huge part of sporting events in Pittsburgh. If you walk around on game day, you'll find many people have many different activities that go along with tailgating. However, more often than not, it includes games like cornhole, food off the grill, and
drinking some beers, getting nice and leveled out with the old Grey Goose.
Beer.
yes, alcohol is a major staple for those getting ready for a game, but many others simply enjoy the atmosphere and even come from hundreds of miles away to enjoy it.
I live in New Orleans now, so it is so nice to be home and be around people that are in my community that I feel so close to.
Between the two stadiums, there are 14 parking lots that run along West General Robinson Street. These parking lots open 4 hours before baseball games and 5 hours before football games. And some use the time to save money while hanging out with friends.
Just getting together with everyone, having a little pre-party before heading in. Instead of paying all that high-priced money and beer, prices for food, beer in there. So get a little pre-game snack in and then go and watch Buckeyes.
If you plan on heading down here to tailgate at some point this fall, there are a couple of rules you have to know. First, one, there are no tents allowed on the premises. Two, if you're cooking, you must use a cooking grill. No other open fires are permitted on the premises. And lastly, there are no glass containers allowed on the premises. From North Shore and Pittsburgh Tailgating Central, I'm Nick Berlansky, Point News.
Pittsburgh sports teams have a huge weekend from hockey to football. We turn to Josh Krupp for your latest sports report. And Josh, what do you think the Steelers are going to do this weekend? What are your expectations?
Bill, I'm going to hold off on the Steelers because last night there was a bigger scenario in the city of champions. The Pittsburgh Penguins opened the 2017 campaign last night at PPG Paints Arena. It started with a banner-raising ceremony. The Pens raised their 5th championship banner before taking on the St. Louis Blues. Justin Schultz opened the scoring for the Pens in the first, but St. Louis tallied 2 goals in the period to take the lead. The Blues later held a 4-2 advantage with less than 7 minutes remaining. Then, Sidney Crosby and Connor Sheary scored within a minute of each other to tie the game. So, we go to overtime. Things didn't end last night like they did last season, though. Alex Pietrangelo scored the overtime winner, his second of the game, to lift the Blues to a 5-4 win. The Pens travel to Chicago tonight to take on the Blackhawks. They're back home Saturday night for a Stanley Cup rematch against the Nashville Predators. Now on to the Steelers, another team coming home this weekend. They're 3-1, the Steelers are. The Black and Gold host the Jacksonville Jaguars Sunday. Jacksonville enters Sunday at 2-2 overall, tied for first in the AFC South. The Steelers are atop the AFC North after topping division rival Baltimore last week 26-9. Jacksonville fell last week to the New York Jets 23-20 in overtime. Kickoff at Heinz Field is 1 o'clock. Now here on campus, a big weekend for the Pioneers. A total of 7 games and events right here in Pittsburgh between tomorrow and Sunday. The men's and women's soccer teams kick off home conference play Friday against Midway University. The first game kicks off at 11 a.m. at Highmark Stadium. The teams, both 1-1 in conference play, again play Sunday when they host Brescia, also at 11 a.m. Also right up the road in Oakland, the men's and women's cross-country teams are in action Saturday. It's the Carnegie Mellon University Invitational at Shenley Park. The first race gets underway at 10 a.m. Finally, here on campus, the volleyball team is back home Friday and Sunday. The Pioneers host conference rivals West Virginia Tech and Rio Grande. Point Park enters the weekend 3-3 in conference play. Now, Bill, you ask about the Steelers. Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars have a really good running back named Leonard Fournette. Now, they've been running the ball really effectively recently. The Steelers' defense has shown signs of weakness. So, ideally, the Steelers should be favored against Jacksonville going into the weekend, 3-1, 2-2. It'll be a big game for Pittsburgh as they did fall to the Chicago Bears a couple weeks ago, a game that many thought they would win as well. Well, that's it for sports. Bill and Casey, back to you.
Thanks, Josh. That does it for this week's Point News. Be sure to join us next Thursday live at 2 p.m.
Have a great week, everybody.